This episode is sponsored by Squarespace. Go to squarespace.com/forge. So we are trying to make a Damascus steel socket wrench. We've made a lot of progress. We're going to be beginning this episode by making this component. Quick 5-second reminder of how this works. There is a little lever handle that drops through a hole in the bottom of the wrench. There is a square mortise inside this, so when I turn the lever, that piece spins, meaning that in one direction the ratchet can spin, but it then is locked from turning the other way. Now there's clearly some very important geometries going on for this to work, fit, and be strong enough to not strip any teeth. With most of this project, I've just been able to use the calipers and measure parts up to know how I need to make it, but in this case, I went ahead and took a photo, imported it into Fusion 360, and on top of it sketched the actual part to dimension, and then was able to pull some dimensions off it, as well as the key angles. That information will mean that hopefully I can plan an order of operations to where this actually works. When I'm looking at the part, I clearly see it's made from a round bar, as we have these radii on there. And so the first step is going to be turning down some round bar to this dimension, and I think almost everything else is going to be made by milling with the dividing head in the milling machine. Buying this dividing head was one of the best things I have ever done. There is zero way I could have made this without it. All that's left on this part is cutting it to length. I done diddly made a goof. Big goof, big oops. That cut was meant to be to the left of the scribe line. What I went ahead and did is I set up my tool on the edge of the piece and then set up my DRO and did -1 for the tool thickness instead of +1. So, if we continue, our part is going to be 2 millimeters shorter than it should be. The part fits, but it's not going to work properly until we have a spring. You'll remember, I lost the spring from the original ratchet. Frick, I lost it. So we'll need to make 2 springs so that this remains a functional ratchet. We're going to use the same material that we used when we made our Zippo lighter spring. Hopefully that's strong enough. If it's not, I am pooped. Does it fit? It's so close. It's just a little bit tight, maybe too tight. Maybe we don't want it that tight. Good Lord, this is difficult. No! Found it. Ah! I can't believe that I'm going to put this in just for a bloody test and then have to take it out. Yes, Jamie, look, it's in. Oh my goodness, hallelujah. Jamie, look at that! It bloomin' works! Out of bloody bars of steel just a few days ago, it's a functioning ratchet. I'm going to tidy up some of these sharp edges and then we're going to harden it. Right, I just got the ball stuck in there. It's like properly stuck. Completely and utterly stuck the ball in. If I heat it up, I'm going to destroy the temper of the spring, which means I've got to make a new spring. Definitely going to need to make a new spring. I think I'm just knocking it further in. Yes! Jamie, we did it! I blew it out with the air compressor, but we did lose the ball and the spring, so it's time to make another spring. Ow! So now we need a means of turning our catch, so it's on to making this little catch handle. So I sketched out a few different views of how it's going to look, and I then had to have a think about how we actually manufacture it. So the idea I have is I take a big old bit of round bar, I stick it in the lathe, and I use a parting tool to cut in these important features. I can then leave some round bar on either end so that it can go back into the mill in the indexing head there for us to cut our square tenon, as well as these little interesting funky features here. So for now, we're going to cut a bit of steel and head to the lathe. You're kidding me. So I have now successfully cracked my very last parting tool insert, so we need to do something else with the rest of the day, because it's going to be a while before some more arrive. So we're looking at the original here, and one of the last components that we need to make is this little cover plate. It's got 3 holes, should be fairly simple. The plate is done, the holes line up, new parting inserts have arrived, so we're back in the lathe to work on our thumb catch. Slight problem, we need to make a 2.5mm groove, and this is a 3mm insert. So there's the drawing and there's the part. This is the way to imagine the final piece. The round bar at either side is obsolete. It's only there for work holding purposes. So we're now going to go to the dividing head in the mill. Dang it. The dividing head is saving the day again, allowing me to just simply rotate around the center axis, meaning we've been able to super easily round this off with the end mill, nice and accurate. So if you have a look at the original now, on that wide flange there is a cutout. We need to make that. So we've got the smaller end mill in, and all our cutting is going to be on this little lip. So now it's time to machine the little square drive tenon. At last it's time to etch the Damascus. But, I just remembered this as I spoke, these are all critical dimensions, so we are going to paint them with Sharpie so they don't etch. Right, on these components, they're not Damascus, but we're going to blacken them with some gun blue paste. This should be done now. I'm bloody chuffed with how it looks, but how does it work? We can change direction with the thumb catch, and it works. It makes the noise, the famous ratchet noise. Change the direction to tighten it. That is my own handmade socket ratchet wrench. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you on the next episode. I think I'm gonna keep this bad boy, because it might just come in handy. And now to thank our sponsor, and that is Squarespace. It's the website building platform that you know that I love because I use it, and I've actually used it to set up a website for my little side passion project that is dog training. Eventually, I want to find a way to generate some income by working with dogs because I love it so much, and Squarespace is the perfect platform to help turn those dreams into realities because in just a matter of a couple of hours, I was able to build myself a really nice website that I'll be able to continually update myself with no coding experience. They've got countless drag and drop themes, and all of them scale perfectly from PC to mobile. And as your passion project turns into a small business, you've got countless opportunities to make money because with Squarespace, you can sell unlimited products, physical, digital. You can have members-only content in their members area. You can sell your time with Squarespace scheduling and even sell products in person with Squarespace point of sale. The opportunities are limitless. The only thing holding you back is your creativity and the confidence to share your dreams with the world. So please, go try building your website, see how easy it is at squarespace.com/forge because you'll have a 14-day free trial. And then when you want to sign up, use code FORGE at checkout to get 10% off. Thank you, Squarespace, for sponsoring this video, and thank you all for sharing your time with me. Bye-bye.